All right. Hello and good morning, Leticia. How are you today?
Hello, good morning. I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you asking. Again, kind of like I mentioned off camera, I do tend to freeze a little bit once we start recording, so please don't mind any funny faces that you see. But I would just love for you, Leticia, to jump into this interview. Tell me a little bit about your professional experience.
Yeah, of course. I am a professional and driven person that works well by myself or with others. I've had a few opportunities to lead teams, so I've done that as well. I have 10 years of customer service experience, and that's between account management, face-to-face client. I've also had sales experience as well as 5 years in logistics, and my most recent adventure is 2 years and security work.
Yeah, that's amazing. And thank you for that introduction, Leticia. I appreciate the details. You said it best. I have your resume pulled up here as well. You have well over 10 years in customer service like roles, account management positions, leadership positions, logistics dispatching positions as well. I would love for you to touch base a little bit more in depth on your position at US Pack as a logistics dispatcher. You were there for about 5 years. So tell me a little bit about what your day-to-day looked like.
Yeah, absolutely. I worked with the west side of the United States. So all of our accounts for the west of the US, that was all under my responsibility. We were a very small team. So I was responsible for not only direct communications with the client and our leadership team, but direct communications with our drivers and contractors. I was also responsible for any risk management that could happen in routing, communications to the clients if there was any delays, and making sure that our leadership were aware of any changes that could possibly affect our performance to the client.
Absolutely. And I know we've spoken a little bit off camera, but in reference to the pace with logistics or even just being a dispatcher overall, we know that you gotta be, a little bit quicker pace in those positions, with each tracking, ensuring deliveries are delivered on time and also dealing with different types of personalities, right? We know drivers aren't always the friendliest, so I'm sure you had to enter some fun conversations nonetheless. So thank you for sharing your day-to-day there. In reference to some systems that you're familiar, proficient with, would you mind sharing that as well?
Yeah, in my most recent adventure in security, I have got to brush off some skills using Excel, PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, and Office. I also am very familiar with the VIA system, both on the computer and the phone. So we have at our last system, we also, or sorry, our last my last job, we also had to use government websites to track any
Mhm.
issues, anything that could cause operational problems. So we were using anything to do with weather forecasts, diving in a week in advance. I had to
Mhm.
track air quality. That was something I had to use government websites for. I also used this website called Data Miner to track any risk that could be on the internet, any social, any, I hate the company, I don't really like the client, anything like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, I had a lot of systems that I had to utilize simultaneously to performing my job.
Oh my goodness, how cool is that you've got to use, a few government systems for your previous role. So I think that's pretty cool and you're very well advanced when it comes down to your proficiency with various systems. So that's also a bonus to have as well. Now in reference to any vacations, time off, do you have anything scheduled that we should know about in the next 30 to 60 days at all?
No, not at all. I'm free of a contract right now and I'm looking, so I'm open and I'm ready to start as soon as possible.
That was my question. You're looking to start as soon as possible. So let's say a client offers you a role to start Monday. Would that be something that you'd be able to do?
That would be ideal.
Awesome. Well, Leticia, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. I appreciate all the details you were able to provide me. I want to go ahead and just stop the recording. But if you don't mind, stay in the line. I want to chat with you really quickly.
Of course.
Thank you.